I'm so tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I have $300 electric bill that's overdue. My phone bill's overdue. I just gave my husband my last paycheck from last week so we could pay the mortgage 2 weeks late. And in 10 days or 11 days, the mortgage for next month is due. So it's like this paycheck isn't even like, why do I even have it? Like,
have you ever felt no matter how hard you work, you're just surviving instead of living? That's what life is like for millions of people living paycheck to paycheck. One late bill, one unexpected expense, and suddenly you're scrambling just to get by. On today's video, we're going to check out some clips of some people who are living paycheck to paycheck, and we're going to talk about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video.
Ever heard the saying living paycheck to paycheck? Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me put it in perspective for you. I had $1.83 in my bank. I just swiped credit at the gas pump so I could get $10 for gas because I was on E, my friend. And hopefully in 2 business days, I get that $10 back in my account because my bank does not play, man. They charged me $40 in overdraft fees because I was overdrafted 7 pennies. I ain't even playing it. Banks do not mess around with their money, even if it's 7 pennies. So, all that to say, please hit all these buttons so I can get TikTok paid and get my $10. Love you, bye.
You know what's crazy? Banks definitely don't make life easy for people living paycheck to paycheck. Your direct deposit hits late, even by a few hours, and you already used your debit card, you're almost guaranteed to get slapped with an overdraft fee. It doesn't matter if you're short by like a penny or $100. They're still going to charge you. And those fees, they add up real fast. Banks make billions of dollars every year from overdraft fees and those little gotcha charges. Here's a small tip. A lot of banks will give you a first-time courtesy refund if you call and you ask nicely. So always ask. It never hurts to try.
When I think about it, I'm not poor, but I live paycheck to paycheck. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I have money, but not like enough. You know what I mean? Because by the time I do have money, it's the next bill. It's the next month, and I have to pay my bills. So I'm low-key poor. I don't know.
First of all, it should be illegal to eat those noodles without marinara sauce. He's not lying. He's got money, just not for long. He's fine until the next bill hits. The rent's due or the car payment comes, then yeah, it's right back to zero again. That's the trap a lot of people are in. Not broke, but never ahead. You're constantly chasing stability that feels just out of reach, that your paycheck covers just enough to survive, but not enough to breathe.
It's a fucking shithole right now. It's a shithole. And if you're a local, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you want to pretend that Miami's great and oh, it's the best city, because I know a lot of you locals like to pretend that, but you see it. You see it when you're driving. You drive by houses, small little houses that have 5, 6, 7, 8 cars parked outside, because that's how many people are living there. Maybe even more, because some of them don't have cars. More people are living there than the number of cars that you see. You know that the shit is getting really stinky here. I have a colleague who's in her 50s. She works full time, 6 days a week. Her rent went up 30% in 1 year. She could not absorb that cost, so she had to move. And she found like a little efficiency. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a converted tool shed that she's living in a converted tool shed in the back of someone's property for super cheap. It's like a little tiny studio, tiny, like a bed and some shelves. That's what she's got now.
First, I think this guy, he really needs to lay off the coffee. So this girl he's talking about, she's living in a tool shed and it's on somebody else's property, but she made it her own home. What the hell's going on with America when people gotta live in tool sheds, cars, and vans just to get by? You can tell she's doing whatever she has to do to survive. It really makes you think how many people out there are doing the same. I went ahead and I checked, and there is good evidence that a large share of residents in the Miami-Dade County area are living paycheck to paycheck. A report by United Way Miami states that in Miami-Dade County, more than half of households cannot afford basic expenses despite being employed, meaning they are essentially one paycheck from disaster. This actually reminds me of the Lending Tree survey that I was reading, and it said that they found that 56% of people in the US couldn't cover $1,000 for an emergency. That really blows my mind.
I'm just coming out of Family Dollar, and I only came for two things: oatmeal and melatonin. That's it. How did I walk out of here paying $100? $100. Yesterday at Walmart, $200. That's a whole bill right there. But this is what we have to do to survive for a couple weeks. For the next paycheck. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. I feel good that I had the ability to pay a couple bills just to survive, just to get through another month. So just know you're not the only one. Stay strong. Do it for yourself. Do it for your kids. Don't do it for anybody else. No one pays your bills but yourself or your partner. So stay strong.
That melatonin from the dollar store, it works pretty good. Now, I do know what this lady is saying. When you pay a bill, you sometimes feel like you hiked Mount Everest. Paycheck to paycheck isn't just about money. It's a mental grind. You start measuring life in weeks instead of months. And getting by just becomes your full-time job. But somehow you keep going, you stretch every dollar, you find ways to make it work. And even though it is exhausting, there's a kind of strength in surviving it, because every time you make it through another month, that's proof you're tougher than your circumstances.
My top 3 worst fears now as an adult are 1, getting sick and having to call off of work, 2, getting pregnant, and 3, getting into an accident and having to call off of work.
Living paycheck to paycheck isn't just about being broke. You get paid, you feel okay for a minute, then a bill hits. Grocery bills are due, gas is gone, and suddenly you're back to zero. It's stressful, exhausting, and invisible to most people, but somehow you keep going, stretching every dollar and making it work. Surviving another week has become too normalized. At the end of the day, living paycheck to paycheck isn't just about money. It's about survival in a system that keeps people on a treadmill. Millions of hardworking people aren't lazy or irresponsible. They're doing everything right, and it's still barely enough. Every bill, every rent payment, and every grocery trip, it feels like a balancing act between what you need and what you can afford. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. Living paycheck to paycheck is no joke. Millions of Americans are living the struggle every single day. But what I really want to know is what you all think. Go ahead and sound off in the comments below. Are you living paycheck to paycheck? How are you getting by? Let us know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.